Hello, and welcome back to Unhealthy Discourse. As always, I'm Aaron.
I'm Matt.
Ooh, that one had a little bit of yeehaw in it. I haven't heard that in a while. Or ever, maybe.
I wasn't sure where I was going with it, but it had a little yippee.
It kind of worked. It gave me like I don't know, sort of a bird vibe. I don't know why. Maybe I think I have birds on the brain because let me tell you what happened. So I was in Palm Springs last weekend, and maybe it was 2 weekends ago. I've lost track. And I just turned to my left at my hotel room, and there is a hawk, like a beautiful hawk. I think a Cooper's hawk, just sitting on my patio. And he turns, like he saw me, and I was just standing there in awe. And I took a photo. I'll have to show it to you. And it's like so beautiful. And I was like, whoa, I don't think I've ever seen a hawk this close up, because it was only like a few feet away from me. And it was like, it really just sort of like time stopped, and I was like, whoa, sick bird. And then afterwards I was like, now I have to Google like everything about hawk symbolism. And pretty much all of it said that it's a good omen. And so I just feel like really good things are about to happen to me.
Yeah. We're waiting for, let us know. We'll have to do a follow-up episode about all the good things that happen after the hawk sighting.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe several, because I just don't know if we can get it into one.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have an exciting topic today. One, I feel like the wordplay on this one is a little bit of a different type than any of the other wordplays that we've done. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of like it. It's rolling rock versus rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And I will be taking the side of rock and roll because I'm a musician, which is not true. But
don't sell yourself short.
I have a guitar on
Grammy
my wall.
nominated, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. By someone.
So yeah. Let's just get mailed in. I definitely mailed in your nomination.
Oh, perfect. And then you will be taking the side of Rolling Rock the beer because it's your favorite, right? Is it not?
No.
No.
But what I like about this is that
I've ever had Rolling Rock.
I have. We'll get into it. I have had it. But what I like is that beer and rock and roll go together.
Dude, it's kind of hard to pit them against each other because they really are kind of the perfect union.
Yeah, they complement each other. Maybe we'll just
really
change the scoring system for this specific one. We'll just add up the scores and give ourselves the total.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in for that, but let's not give any spoilers away.
Okay. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll. I think I'm gonna have you go first, like I always do, Matt.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
Without more ado, many ado, with what's the phrase there? Without much ado, further ado. Oh my goodness, further ado. Thank you. Here is Matthew defending Rolling Rock.
Well, first of all, a little about Rolling Rock, which is a beer. It was first brewed in Latrobe, Pennsylvania in 1939. And why did it become famous? What's so interesting about Rolling Rock? It comes in the little green cans. It was actually a 7-ounce. The 12-ounce was known as a horse, and the 7-ounce was a pony. You get a little pony of beer, which is very cute, I think. And the green color was, yeah. Back in the day, the green color was different. You know, everything else was like the see-through brown. So that kind of
see-through brown.
Yeah, that made them notable, memorable, and so they're pretty successful. But then we kind of get into the story of the Rolling Rock decline. I don't want to belabor it too much, considering I'm arguing in favor of Rolling Rock. But they're currently owned
So
by
were they founded before or after Jesse Owens won gold in the 1939 Berlin Olympics?
Oh, that's a great question.
Do we have a date on
Probably
that?
the exact same day that
Oh, you know what? Oh my God.
Jesse
You know what?
Owens.
I think I remember reading something about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are both in the Wikipedia.
Jesse Owens was above the fold. Rolling Rock was just under it
Yeah,
on the newspaper.
yeah.
Or it was the other way around. I don't know. Yeah.
It could have been the other way around.
Anything's possible.
Who knows? I mean, papers from that time don't exist, so we'll never know, I guess, for sure. Oh, here's an interesting thing, though. There's a number 33 on that's printed on all the bottles of Rolling Rock, but people don't know where the number comes from. There are some conspiracy theories about where the number comes from.
Oh, I love this.
Some think that the 33 refers to the founding year of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have their training camp in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Some think that 33 degrees Fahrenheit is a perfect temperature to keep beer. Maybe, could be that.
Could be.
33 degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. I have no idea why that would be it. What it is.
We should come up with our own theory and put it on this Wikipedia article.
Yeah.
My theory is that anything that has a date attributed to it is actually just 6 years before the actual date of it happening. So, like, if I was born in 96, I was actually born in 1990.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens often.
1939, 6 years before 1933.
Yeah. So it could definitely be that. We can't rule it out. But other theories, not that one, which is yours is probably right. But other ideas are that they tested 33 batches of beer before coming up with the right formula. There were 33 stairs from the brewmaster's office to the brewing floor. Who was counting
I like that
stairs?
one. That's my favorite one.
Imagine being so bored in the 1930s that you're counting the number of stairs.
Yeah. Never done anything like that.
The repeal of prohibition was in 1933.
Oh, you know what? That one seems the most likely.
It could very well be that. But the point is,
dude,
no one
there's
knows,
so
and
many
that's
33.
exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of maybe 33 is like one of those magic numbers, and you only start seeing it once you think about it.
Is there an heir to the Rolling Rock fortune, and should I try to date them and learn the secret?
Well, no, that's what I was gonna say before. Is the Latrobe Brewing Company already gained their wealth? They sold the company to first Labatt, and now it's owned by InBev. So Rolling Rock is
Who
no
isn't
longer
owned by InBev?
pretty much. Yeah, it's tough. They're no longer the scrappy little microbrew beer startup.
Well,
Just one of
I'm
the
out then.
mass-produced. Yeah, I know. That's tough. It's going to be hard to overcome that fact in my argument. And it kind of plays into everyone's current perceptions of the beer. It was super popular in the 70s, 80s, and peaked in the 90s. But then they sold. They became another cheap InBev beer. I mean, for me, like when I was in college, it was not one of the top choices for cheap beer. Like well
like
below.
Natty Light was.
Yeah, Natty Light, Keystone.
Keystone.
I think it had a small role as like a hipster cheap
Roll?
beer.
Yeah, it
Roll?
did, definitely.
Yeah.
Rolling Rock.
But yeah, it had a rolling rock roll. A rock and roll, if you will.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
but definitely behind PBR, even in that regard.
Oh,
So
PBR definitely way more prolific in the hipster world.
yeah, for sure. But who knows? Maybe these things come and go in trends. Maybe Rolling
True.
Rock will be revived as a scrappy little
This
beer that could.
Your argument could be the one that does it.
Maybe once people listen to this, well, it sounds better than a tart, refreshing, cheap Rolling Rock. Nothing rocks and rolls like a Rolling Rock. If
I
that's
can't
not their
decide if
slogan, it
you,
should be.
yeah, should you be like head of marketing? Man,
I think so. At InBev? Yeah,
at
definitely.
InBev. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, just for Rolling Rock.
just for that. They should create a position if it doesn't exist. Um,
So what would you say are the main tenets of your argument, Matthew?
Rolling Rock, known for being a little scrappy, down to earth, blue collar working beer from Latrobe, uh, small town beer that grew because people loved the little green can, the ponies, the lore
The
behind the number
ponies.
33, the ponies,
Yeah.
and only to become a cheap watered down version of what it used to be. However, maybe
Aren't
one
we all
day
a
will
cheap
be
watered down
revived.
version of what we used to be?
Yeah, exactly. Basically, Rolling Rock is just a metaphor for
Can we
life.
blame Rolling Rock for that? Yeah, honestly though. So true. I like those arguments. I think it's going to be tough to beat that. I mean, because I really view them as like the little engine that could, and it's just like
Exactly.
they're out there and the little pony and the little
Yeah,
green and
they could. They
they're
still
making their way.
can.
They're just
Don't count them
hoping
out
for
yet.
some like oh, that's true. They're just hoping for like the next wave of Gen Z hip
Yeah.
people to be like Rolling Rock is it, man. Although unfortunately, I mean not unfortunately, but it is important to note that Gen Z is like very sober curious. So I don't know how that's going to go, but they're like drinking less than any generation before them.
That's what I've heard.
Um
Was
could be
Rolling
tough. Could be tough.
Rock's future marketer.
Oh, true.
I have an idea.
Uh
I'm not going to
what is
share
her
it.
idea? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's proprietary,
Can't tell.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Once
My
I get
first
that
thought
big
was to
Rolling
give it
Rock money, then I'll share it on here.
Oh, you'll be rolling then. Yeah, rolling in the money.
I'll
Yeah,
be
rolling.
rolling the Rocky checks.
Do you think that I'm blanking on the very famous man uh who has the song Like a Rolling
Rockefeller,
Stone?
Bob Dylan.
Yes, there we go. That's the man. I was like the man that wears his jackets up really high on his and like he's always cold. Um
That
very
was a great
famous songwriter.
segue.
Yeah. Thank you. Do you think that he really wanted to call it like a Rolling Rock, but then was like, "Oh no, I don't want to
Yeah,
get
copyright
sued,"
infringement. Yeah,
and then he went with like a Rolling Stone instead?
I've heard that. I read that in the papers from back
I
then.
actually do you think the Rolling Stones also had the same problem?
Yeah, they wanted to be the Rolling Rocks. I read that in the papers from back in the day.
Which is a perfect segue into my argument. I mean, honestly, I think the Rolling Stones' entire discography is enough of an argument for rock and roll. But
Could be.
I will
I mean,
elaborate further.
yeah, you don't have to stop there if you don't want to.
I probably won't because I've never been known to be succinct in my words. But yeah, rock and roll. Okay, here we go. So, first of all, what an iconic music type that also proliferated into fashion, slang, culture, really. It was a whole vibe. The parents hated it, the kids loved it, and it's lived on for generations. Um, and honestly, some of the biggest rock and roll bands of our time, or of not our time, of like the 50s and the 60s, are still some considered the biggest bands today. Like you think about it, the Beatles just released a song. I realize that it's, post mortem for several of the members, but like I can't think of a single band, well, from now where if they released a song in 60 years, people would be like, "Whoa, I even know them." Whereas everyone knows the Beatles because why? Because they were big into rock and roll and like Elvis, movies, costumes, uh just everything, the voice, the vibe, impersonators. But he's big on Halloween. That's a whole vibe there and he was like the king of rock and roll. And then also like all of the other acts ever that were rock and roll acts. Wow, what a great sentence, Aaron.
And furthermore,
That, and furthermore, I don't even think I'm going to finish that sentence because it really speaks for itself. But yeah, that. And then also the fact that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland and it's a pyramid, and I do believe that it is on the top 10 list of largest pyramids in the world, which we might have to look at.
ooh,
I do know the one in Vegas is on there, which is hilarious.
that's probably one of the top 10 most interesting things about Cleveland.
Oh, I think it might be top one, maybe two. Okay, I could be very wrong about oh, the Luxor Hotel is number 6. That is so
Wow.
funny. I've stayed there.
Are
Okay, so
pyramids
the
back?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Pyramids are so back. Um not great if you like want clearance for walking around the perimeter of your room, but great aesthetically from the outside. Um
Right.
But no, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not on the top 10 list, but it would have been great if it was for my argument. Um,
I don't know.
but I
I'm gonna
really
have
just
to
wanted
dock
an
you points
excuse
for
to bring
that.
Cleveland into this. Um, Also, I mean, what would beer be without rock and roll? Pretty much the same. Okay, I'm going to take that argument back because you could use that against me easily. Um, uh, you could easily turn that around on me. Um, the the other thing is rock and roll brought people together. Just think about the amount of people that have met at concerts. My parents' first date was at a Bruce Springsteen concert. Your mom loves Bruce Springsteen. Um, and there's nothing like a rock song at a wedding or
Right.
at a bar where you're
Yeah.
drinking Rolling Rock. I mean, if I want to improve my vibe, I'm not going to listen to some smooth jazz, or maybe I will if I want to chill. But that's just me. I want to listen to something that's going to pump me up, like "Start Me Up" by the Rolling Stones. In
Yeah.
short, rock and roll is a vibe. It's great to listen to. It has staying power. It brings people together. Cleveland, and it's enjoyed by all people who have taste.
Okay. That's pretty
I
strong
do think
argument.
that several of those arguments are things that I have used for an argument in the past for other things, but
If
let's
we
ignore
repeated
that.
all the exact same things, I wouldn't know.
Hell yeah.
What's the
I'm just
difference
gonna keep
between
saying the
rock and
same
rock and
argument.
roll?
It's a shorthand.
Oh, there's no difference?
Though the and roll is implied.
The and roll is implied.
It's
Okay.
just yeah. Yeah. It's sort of like how you don't say something long. You say the short version.
That's true. I never say something long. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, who needs concrete examples? We're fifth
I
ones.
know. That
They
was a
get the
perfect
job done.
explanation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I know that we sort of hinted at a point scale for this, but we we could zig, we could zag, we could stay on the same path, we could do whatever we wanted for these point system right now.
We could rock, we could roll. Who
Oh,
knows?
couldn't we though? Yeah. Um, what are we thinking? Should we combine because I should we combine because really beer and rock and roll are the perfect union?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe
All right.
so.
So in at the count of 3, I'm going to assign you a point and then you're going to assign me a point and then we're going to add them together if they're not too difficult to do in my head.
Okay.
That addition. I'm just kidding. Okay. 3. I just realized that count of 3. Does that mean I have to go 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1? Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3.
3, 2, 1.
You want 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
Because on the count of 3 would mean
No.
1, 2, 3.
Do like a rock and roll drummer lead in like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then say.
Okay, so on the count of 4.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 35.
50. Oh, I thought you were gonna go
shit.
33.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
I know this is a podcast, so you can't see my facial expression, but I am in despair and I'm shaking my head at the moment. That was a mistake. I didn't even do 39 or 30. Wow.
It's all right.
I'm off my game today, Matthew.
We're gonna add them together.
Well,
anyways.
obviously, yeah. So if we add, we got 85, which is a big year for someone. Not me, but Bowling for Soup was into that year.
Yeah, was the song? That's
it wasn't in 1985. Yeah, that's just the name of the song.
Yeah. That's the most notable thing that happened, or I don't even know if it happened. I don't think it even did happen in 1985, but it's the most notable thing. What
year did your parents get married?
I think like 2 or 3 years before I was born. It would have been.
Okay, wait.
After
85 wouldn't have even made sense, so never mind.
No, it's close.
Not 8.
Maybe they got married like 87.
Well, that would have been the most notable thing. But I guess we'll go with the Bowling for Soup song in this case. Anyway, good work, Matthew. Great argument. I really feel I need to go crack open a beer and listen to some rock and roll now.
Okay.
I've been listening to a lot of soft 50s lately. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah. I don't know. I have that Paul Anka song, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, stuck in my head. Put your head on my shoulder. You shouldn't allow me to sing on the podcast because I don't know how. Should be illegal. Yeah. Anyway, that song. I think we're gonna take a brief break here before we get into our fun little segments, though.
Yes, listeners, grab a beer, listen to one rock and roll song, and then come back.
Of your choice.
Yeah, up to you.
has its. Oh, I thought you were going to name a song, Matthew. Okay.
Rock and roll.
Any song of your choice.
Anyway.
Dude, I was boring on that. I was boring as hell.
What I realized is that it's actually harder when your topic is so big that you can talk about literally anything.
Way harder. I was like,
What when something when everyone knows about something, it's hard to.
Yeah, like if we had done like
it.
Tony Womack versus Wombats, like that would have been pretty easy.
Or we could have switched to Rickroll.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been good. All right, so we're doing movies that shouldn't have sequels made. I know nothing about movies, so this should go well. Oh, I think I got a few.
All
right. Most of them are animated, but that's fine.
Totally fine.
The ones that are coming to my mind. And then we're going to talk about the cheating scandal.
Yes.
If time permits, yeah. Not that we have a limit, but
I think we'll have time. We did the first part pretty quick.
We did. All right. You ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello! We're back. I hope you enjoyed listening to Steely Dan, if we're talking about 70s yacht rock during that break, or a little Paul Anka. No, not Paul Anka. Dion. Would we consider Dion rock and roll? No, that's like doo-wop. Yeah, I guess we could go Zeppelin. Yeah, Zeppelin.
I think the correct choice, and if anyone, the correct choice was Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. So if you didn't listen to that,
true.
you lost the game. If you did listen to that, you won the game, and let us know, and we'll send you a prize.
Yes. Yep.
It's a signed
prize will not be
guitar by Aaron.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Because I shred.
Grammy nominated.
I shred. Yep. By someone. Exactly. So our next segment here, I think, is actually kind of a brilliant idea, and Matthew came up with it. Don't spread the word too widely that I'm giving him credit for something. But apparently Mean Girls is getting a remake. Is that true, Matt?
Yeah. I saw it on the internet, so it has to be true. And there was actually a trailer. Yep. And it made me think, no one asked for this. No one asked for Mean Girls to be remade. The original is pretty good. It's actually awesome the way it is, and we don't really need to change it. I was thinking, what other movies do we not need to remake or even make a sequel?
I think I've got one for you.
Go ahead.
Everyone's Hero, directed and produced by former Superman and current quadriplegic Christopher Reeve. I believe it came out in maybe 2004 as an animated movie about Babe Ruth's baseball bat, but I just don't really feel like we probably need a sequel.
We got that one right the first time.
Yeah, that one was honestly, I want to make sure I got the year right, because otherwise that'd be embarrassing. Yeah, I think that one was pretty much 2006. Okay, I was a little bit off, but
sounds like a stellar motion picture.
Google says, in a nutshell, hopeful and childlike. Unfortunately, it only got a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes, but 73% of Google users liked this movie.
Okay. It should be 100%.
Yeah.
And so many people have seen that movie already. Like you can't reach
Yeah.
a bigger audience, you know?
Right. Here, I don't know if you would like to see, but this is this is Babe Ruth's baseball
Oh,
bat and a little
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. There's also a an accompanying ball to the baseball bat, and his name is Screwy.
Screwball.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I think that one was pretty much right, like the perfect performance the first time through. So I don't think that needs any elaboration.
Yeah.
Matt, do you have any that have sort of a
Well,
similar story
I
there?
mean, Babe Ruth is more relevant than ever, so it seems inevitable that they'll
Right.
remake that movie,
Right.
unfortunately.
Um yeah, I do hear that they are having a like old people names are having a big resurgence in baby names recently, and like maybe because Herman is coming back into play that people are doing a lot more research on Babe Ruth, George Herman Ruth or whatever, and now he's just being sort of in the spotlight more than one could have ever predicted. Even though it is the MLB offseason.
Yeah, sure. Um, on a more serious note, Super Bad,
Yep. Yep.
relevant to its time and place, was like
Doesn't
a generational movie.
yeah, and wasn't it though? I do think it's currently on Netflix, which is exciting. Um,
That was a
so
good
let's hope that
rewatch,
Netflix doesn't decide to make more
reboot,
money and reboot
respin,
it because that would be
Super
bad.
Bad too, Super
I
Badder.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't actually intend for me to do all animated movies. So maybe I'll throw one in at the end that's not. But I do think that Shark Tale, starring Will Smith, was pretty much good the first time around. And I don't know how much more you can do with like a fish working at a car wash, but maybe there's more to uncover there, and I could be wrong. So it's open to debate. Please let us know in the comments if you want to see more of that.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but it seems like you could do a lot with a fish working at a car wash potentially. But I don't know.
Okay,
I haven't seen
all
it.
right. Um, there's also a love story in there, so maybe we could see about when their children, their little guppies, also go to work at the car wash, or maybe the little guppies will want to go and work at like the laundromat or something, and it causes a big family rift.
Ooh, yeah, that could work. I mean, but you just said that we don't need to remake it. It was good, so
Right. Yeah.
let's
And
not worry
see,
about
you
it.
know what the reason is because that was an incredibly dumb idea, and that's the kind of thing we would get out of a remake, so we don't need it.
Yeah. I think Star Wars. I think we're good on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say they do keep making more shit. Like there's just more of
Yeah.
it. It just
Yeah. No, they're not
I
stopping.
can't even keep up. They're really not. And my coworkers are very into that. And I am one of the annoying people that has never seen all of them. And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's like the but like the offshoot of the Mandalorian." And I'm like, "Isn't the Mandalorian an offshoot?"
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you saw the
I was
first
like,
three
"Do we
movies, that's
need
all you kind of needed.
more tributaries from this gushing river?"
It's a river that gives.
I guess so, man. Um Yeah, that's a good argument. It's a good argument. I also think on along the lines of movies that are pretty much perfect and don't need remake is Field of Dreams.
Oh yeah. Another baseball movie. Basically all baseball movies. I think we got. Well, Angels in the Outfield. Did we do a second follow up to that
Oh, that's a
already?
good question. If so, I didn't watch it. And if I haven't watched it, I don't know who will because I watch every baseball movie.
Yeah. Well, we could do a Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim uh, in the outfield
Yep.
follow up
Oh, that would
potentially.
be good. Yeah.
Yeah. With Shoei
Longer
as a
title.
star.
Oh, that would be perfect. How's his arm doing? Right, his or no, was it
I don't
his?
know. I heard he was gonna play football.
Oh, perfect. That's what we need. I saw a quote today from former Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud, and he was like, "Football players wanted to play basketball, and basketball players want to play football, and everyone wishes they played baseball."
Yep.
And I was like, "So true."
That's your
And then the
CJ.
comments were like, "Men love hitting balls," and I was like, "Who doesn't? Like men, women, everyone."
Yeah.
It's like there's
Animals.
nothing throwing, hitting. Like it is so fun. Are you kidding me? It's not just a man thing.
Any other baseball movies that were perfect? Was the one with Mel
I think
Gibson?
that all I could think of
The
was the Passion of the
pitcher
Christ,
or
but I
something.
have a feeling that
That was
probably
like
wasn't. Oh yes, the
the
pitcher.
rookie. Was that it?
Oh, the rookie. Mel
That wasn't.
Gibson did
That's not
that
Mel
with
Gibson. Who
Dennis
is it?
Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah, whatever. They're akin.
Oh, I didn't know if Mel Gibson like directed it.
No, I don't think so. I just couldn't
I
think
would
of
be
who it
shocked
was.
because I think it's a Disney movie. um,
I think
I do love that movie though.
yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I haven't seen it in years, but it's good. We don't need to remake it. Citizen
I mean,
Kane,
what
do you
more is
think
there to
we're
say about?
in danger of
We
Citizen
need more.
Kane?
We might need more Citizen Kane. Simply because I took a tremendous nap to it one time, and if they made a sequel, I probably could take a pretty good nap to that one too.
I'm sure.
That is a long ass movie.
Yeah, it's super long. And because it's
Gone with the
old, all the
Wind,
pacing is very
also
slow.
very long. Yeah, yeah. I'm a member of the TikTok generation. I can't be looking at a 4 hour movie.
It is really tough to watch movies that long when the edits are so long, like.
Yeah. I'm also not a TikTok user, but that's fine. Um, I can still identify with people with short attention spans.
Dang.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's actually a pretty comprehensive list of perfect movies that we've put together there. So
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
yeah, yep. I
So
think
moving on
honestly
to
maybe uh
part two segment.
yeah. Rotten Tomatoes though should probably contact us to do a ranking of best movies of all time.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yep.
Sure. I can do that in addition to the Rolling Rock gig. I
Oh
think
yeah. No, I
so.
mean you're a man of many talents, Matthew. One of the most talented men I know. Uh but speaking of talented men I know, there are also plenty of untalented men I know, and uh, one
That's a perfect
one of
segue.
I don't know him personally, but I feel like if you need to cheat in order to beat your rival for the first time since you started coaching somewhere, that maybe you're not that talented, and you can probably infer what we're discussing. But I think we're going to talk about some cheating in college football. Is that true?
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, there have been allegations. No penalties have been, no judgment has
Levied.
been passed. However, we know for sure, without a trace of doubt, that University of Michigan football team was stealing signs, which is against the rules and therefore cheating and therefore punishable by both the NCAA and the Big Ten and Michigan themselves. So Connor Stallions was a one stealing signs. He was going to other teams' games, figuring out how they were signaling plays to the quarterback on offense. And then when they played Michigan, he relayed those plays, what the other team was running, to John Harbaugh and the coordinators for the Michigan football team, which again is against the rules. You can't do it, and that's why it's cheating. And so they cheated, and
Yeah.
so
I
none
just
of
want to
the
ask a clarifying question. Do you think that this constitutes as cheating?
yeah. So because it's against the rules, it would be considered
Okay, got it.
cheating. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it.
Uh-huh.
Did you happen to see his 600-page manifesto on or on Michigan football?
I heard about it. Did it get released? Did
I don't
someone
know, but
leak the
that is
document?
so funny. What can you name a single thing in your life that you would be willing to write 600 pages on?
No, not even Rolling Rock beer.
Oh wow, that goes to show you.
Exactly.
Oh, I just got a shooting pain in my arm. It's probably from all that pitching I've been doing. Um, I'm trying to be like the rookie, make the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at age 41, even though the team
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore. But maybe they will when I'm 41.
I remember the scene in The Rookie where he's throwing like, and there's a speed limit thing out on the
Yes.
road, and it's like
Yeah.
it looks like it's 67, but then the light flickers after he turns away and it's 97.
Yeah.
Great scene.
What a good moment.
Yeah.
Minorly heartbreaking, but
Yeah.
and then all the sound effects. I was just like, no, when he's throwing it, and it's like, anyway.
If a
Yeah,
Harbaugh was directing the movie, he would have just had Dennis Quaid cheat to get into the major leagues, probably.
Yep. Because that's really the only way that he knows how to do it. Which is cheating.
It's a shame, It's just too.
It is a shame.
It's disappointing as an Ohio State alum. It's just disappointing that the Michigan would stoop that low to finally beat us.
It is.
After getting dominated for like a decade or more. 2 decades? God knows how long.
Yeah, I think we're going close to 15 years.
Yeah. But it must what must be worse actually is being a Michigan fan and knowing that you had to cheat
always.
To beat your
it's
rival.
Literally always worse to be a Michigan fan.
Well, but then now you have the guilt of knowing that the only way you could beat Ohio State was cheating. And
Asterisk.
none of your wins count. None of the seasons even count. So you just wasted your time. That must be a bummer. It's just a bummer,
Yeah.
It really sucks for them.
That is tough.
I feel bad for them, actually.
Did you see that they bought tickets they had tickets on both the Ohio State and Penn State sidelines for the game, and they ended up not showing up when the news went out? They bought tickets to both sides.
Crazy. I've seen ridiculous things.
Yeah. That's pretty
funny.
And then
did you see how they tried to turn this on Ohio State with they
yes.
Allegedly Ryan Day's brothers were the investigators that found this out. And so now they're alleging that it was done illegally, like there was an illegal computer search involved. It's just sad that Michigan is stooping this low to try to hide that they were cheating and that they're cheaters. It's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I will say there's some pretty funny content coming from it. I like how a lot of the other college football teams are in on it too. Like, what was that one mascot at Purdue or something was dressed up in like a onesie or something of the team when he was like fake recording or something like that, and then they put up on the billboard it was like Purdue football welcomes Connor Stallions or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I saw a meme where I think it was it a raccoon that was running on the field in a game, and then it's pictures and it's zooming in, and then on the last picture it zooms in on the raccoon and someone put Connor Stallion's face on the raccoon.
That's funny.
Some great memes.
Wait, there was
out
like
of
one where I think he like
stuff like
showed up on
this.
the sidelines. He was like wearing a mustache or something.
Yeah,
I don't.
at like a Central Michigan game, and no one
Yeah,
like allowed him on the sidelines. They're like, "Yep, we don't know how we got there."
it was
Crazy.
so funny. The bottom line is it's cheating, and they're cheaters, so
Yeah, that's the
I
main
can't
takeaway,
underscore that enough.
unfortunately. Yeah, sadly.
On that note, go listen to some rock and roll, crack open a cold beer, watch everyone's hero, Shark Tale, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Citizen Kane, um, Field of Dreams, The Rookie. Maybe go throw some pitches in your backyard if you have one, and then root for Ohio State as they continue being playing honestly in a field of cheaters. Um, as always, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Matt Rock and Roll.
Woo! And this was On a Healthy Discourse. See ya.